You know that feeling, right? That huge project, that really important task, the thing you absolutely know you need to do, but you just can't make yourself start? Well, today we're going to dig into a really powerful way to get past that wall of resistance. I mean, really think about it. You can spend hours, maybe even days, planning something, worrying about it, making lists about it, but that single moment where you have to actually begin, it can feel like hitting a brick wall. Why is that first step so incredibly hard? And this right here, this gets to the absolute heart of it. The fight isn't with the work. It's not about the report or the project itself. The real battle is happening inside your own head. It's that moment you have to start, and your brain just floods with all the reasons you can't, or you'll mess it up, or you should just do it later. Yeah, that noisy mind leads us to something we have all felt, that moment of total paralysis right when it's time to act. It's a weird thing our brains do, isn't it? We can have the whole thing mapped out perfectly, but when it's time to take that first step, our brain just freezes. It's because it's looking at the entire mountain we have to climb, and it gets completely overwhelmed. Instead of seeing one small step, it sees everything all at once and just shuts down. So how do we get past that freeze? Well, we need a new strategy. And it's not about more discipline or trying to force it with more willpower. It's about being a little bit smarter, a little bit sneakier. It's called the art of entering gently. Okay, so the core idea here isn't about muscling through your work. It's about outsmarting your own brain's alarm system. You see, when you face a big, intimidating task, your brain's fear response can kick in and say, whoa, danger. This method is all about making the first step so tiny, so completely non-threatening, that your internal alarm system doesn't even bother going off. And the best part is, this isn't some complicated psychological program. It's actually a really simple, repeatable process that anyone can use. And it really just breaks down into 3 gentle steps. It's this simple. First, you just pick the task, the thing you're avoiding. Second, and this is the important one, you define the absolute teeniest, tiniest action you can take to begin. And third, you make a simple promise to yourself that you will do just that one tiny thing. Let's focus on step 2 because this is where the magic really is. Your entry point has to be, well, it has to be almost embarrassingly small. We're talking so ridiculously easy that your brain literally can't find a single reason to argue against doing it. Let's look at this comparison. If you tell yourself, okay, I have to write the report intro, your brain immediately feels the pressure, right? You start worrying if it's going to be good enough. But what if the task is just to open the document? See the difference? There's no pressure. There's no fear of failure. It's just a simple click. Okay, so once you have your tiny entry point, you move to step 3. You make a deal with yourself. This tiny action becomes your one non-negotiable micro action for the day. You're not promising to work for an hour. You're not promising to finish anything. You are only, and I mean only, promising to take that one tiny first step. All right, that's the theory. But let's make it super practical. How does this actually look when you're staring down a task you've been putting off for what feels like forever? Let's use the classic example, right? A huge, intimidating report. You know it's important, but every time you even think about starting it, you just get that feeling of dread. You've been dodging it for days, maybe even weeks. So here's how you apply the steps. Step 1, just acknowledge it. Okay, the report exists. Step 2, define that ridiculously small entry point. Not write the first page, no. How about write one single sentence? And step 3, make the promise. Today, my only goal for this report is to write one sentence. That's it. That's the whole commitment. And here is the really powerful thing that happens. The simple act of entering, just opening the document, just writing that one sentence, it actually changes your state of mind. It's like it breaks the spell of procrastination. Once you're in, the resistance just seems to dissolve, and you often find that you're actually ready and sometimes even willing to keep going. Now this brings us to what might be the most crucial part of making this whole thing work for you in the long run. It means you have to totally shift how you measure your own success. You have to get this part. This is key. If your promise was to write one sentence, and you write that one sentence and then you close the document and walk away, you have succeeded. You won. Why? Because you kept the promise to yourself. And every time you do that, you rebuild the self-trust that procrastination chips away at. So what this means is you have to completely redefine what success looks like on any given day. It's no longer measured by how many pages you wrote or how many hours you put in. The victory isn't in finishing. The victory is in starting. Success is simply showing up and honoring that tiny promise you made to yourself. So I'll leave you with this question to think about. What's that one thing you've been putting off? And what is the smallest, easiest, most ridiculously simple first step you could possibly take? What is that one non-negotiable micro action you can promise yourself right now that you will do today? Because that is your gentle entry point.